Alright, so today's video we are watching a Plat 5 support on console. And this Switch player's dream is to hit top 500 one day. They felt like they performed well this game, but still lost. They started out as Mercy. Then when they felt the team was playing too aggressive, they swapped Brig to enable them more. Something we've talked about before, like playing at the pace of your teammates. And they said they were getting stuck in long team fights and want to know what they could have done about this. So, their dream is to get the top 500. Maybe this is the start of that journey. Let's find out. Here we go. This is Plat 5. So far, this is fine. Remember, they are changing Dorado soon. Not this season, but coming up this summer, I think, right? Here we go. Wait for it. They're healing up. All right, nothing's happening. This is great. Wonderful. Where's the cast at? Like, where did they kill your cast at? Up top? Below? I don't even know. Who you res in here? The cast. Interesting res idea? Okay, so something we've talked about in recent VODs. Don't go out of your way to, like, save somebody who's, like, massively out of position or try to res them in that way. It's okay to go for risk-reward reses, but you're in, like, a 3v5, a 4v5 at that point? Keep your high ground. Your high ground will be more beneficial to you than anything else. Also, what just happened to the diva? Wait a second. Did I miss something? Yep. Yeah, we've all been there, okay? Listen, it happens. Sometimes you think you have the best movement ever as diva, and then that happens. Back away. Any emerald weapon suggestions? Whatever you want. Whatever you play the most of. Here we go. Waiting to see. Waiting to see. Nothing's happening. Damage boost your Genji if you can. Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Might as well wave hello to that. Yeah, at that point, my suggestion to you is, like, just turn around and wave hello to the diva ult, because there's no way you're getting away from that. You are right about your team playing pretty aggressive, in the sense that, like, in these long team fights, it's almost like after about 5 seconds, they get impatient and just go in. I want to see you balk this aggressively, please. Doesn't need to be right now, but, like, soon. Like, now. Go. Alright, you had the time, and your diva just didn't make it there in time. Your timing was there, though. Your timing was there. Wait for it. Oh, I love when the floor hits the, when you ult the floor. Yeah, you really do have a very aggressive Genji. You could say their current playstyle isn't very PogChamp. You get it, chat? So that's in reference to their name being PogChamp. So like normally that'd be like a good thing, but like it's the exact opposite. You get what I'm saying? That's why we reference that. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Explain it more? I can't. We're gonna leave it up for interpretation at that. You know, I gotta. Explain in Fortnite terms? Flossing. Yeah, so far, like, I don't really have anything that... Sometimes it's tough, like, you went for the one bad res. Since then, your team's gotten snowballed. I guess my only question for you is... Or suggestion is, like, be with your soldier a bit more. Like, give your soldier that benefit of, like, that damage boost and see what happens. Like, I think, like, right now, where you're kind of in this spot where you're caught up trying to save your Genji so much... that you're not even giving yourself an opportunity to, like, enable other players to pop off. It's like you're just, like, committed to trying to keep the Genji alive who's decided they want to play frontline. And it's worked a little bit, but it's like, it's been very hit or miss. Is that what we're watching on WCS? Yep, this is an WCS game for sure. What does getting snowballed mean? It just means that, like, the team fights don't stop, so you never have a time... Basically, the Kart keeps pushing the whole way, and you have no opportunity to have a legitimate team fight. Right? That's what happened on second point there. Right? Well, how's it going? Wait for it. Wait for it. Yep. I mean, at least you're with your... Yeah, I don't know. I want to see you be with your soldier a little bit more at this point. I feel like that's what I want to see, and it's not because I think you're playing bad or anything. The stim turret. I just want to see like what happens if you give your soldier a little bit more of that like ability to help. That's what I want to see. Good devaults across the board there. Like, I actually don't mind those devaults. It just didn't get any limps. Hey, Valked again. Hey, see what I mean, though? I feel like you're just not with your soldier a lot of the time, and I know your soldier's not with you. But sometimes you can do that advantage. You know how I talk about off angles sometimes? Yep. Chad, you could mention the Kart there. They weren't going to win that. They weren't winning that. There was a sim wall up, but they had too much. Yeah, it feels like you're just not giving your teammates opportunity to even make the plays that you could. So you kind of run into this, like, issue. A little bit. I don't know how to explain it, but not the best half for your team. Now you said you went to Brig at some point, but you're still on Mercy here, so I really want to see you. Actually, you have a Mei now. Okay, here we go. My diva falling off the map is funny? I mean, it was. So Chad, I was thinking of doing a video. Let me know your thoughts on this, where Winston's one of my worst tanks. I'm thinking maybe tomorrow or the day after, I do 30 games of quick play as my worst hero and see if I can improve, and then we make a video out of it. Yep, you heck that res up real quick. And that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. Or Friday. Alright, so now you have a Pharah. I do like this now. Now you can go back to kind of pocketing the Pharah. Obviously, you can heal your Junkrat a little bit. But yeah, I would say, like, right now, you're probably better off just, like, keeping your Pharah alive. That's a good res. Out of position. They're out of position. Like, they can't get the stop the res. That's a good res. Alright. I'm okay at doing this. Definitely one of my worst tanks, though. Is that a Mercy Genji duo? I don't think so. I think what's happening, and they're also on Pharah now. And I could be wrong. Maybe they are a duo, but I think what's happening is that, and this is why my suggestion is it's okay to go in those like off angles with your teammates, is that they want to kind of just play with people in front of them. They don't want to really go around the map too much. So the moment that somebody in front of them gets critical, they just like leave whoever they're with, and they don't give that much opportunity. So especially when you're on Mercy, one of the cool things you can do is you have that mobility to kind of go back and forth. So like, be willing to be with your teammates and don't just sit there and play like you're playing Ana behind a Reinhardt. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean I'm good at Queen. Yes. I would say Queen's one of my stronger heroes. Yeah. Here we go. Wait for it. Here. Damage booster, Pharah. You are. Good job. Keep taking those angles with your Pharah soon. I also want to point out, and this is something that like I think has been shifting a little bit in Overwatch. Remember one thing. Yeah, it's harder to like pocket your tank as Mercy right now with the DPS passive. So after your tank gets to a certain point, and I'm not saying don't heal your Sigma, but like if it's pretty apparent your Sigma's gonna fall over. And this is happening in top 500 too. Just like, go help your Pharah. You won't be able to catch up on the heals. It will not happen unless the other team just stops shooting and their monitors turn off. You're new to the game. You didn't know you could do additional movement things when you... It was actually just a good res and help them survive. Oh, you mean like moving around the super jumps and like, you know, being able to like slingshot, etc.? Yeah, you can. And Mercy was already not good at healing tanks before Season 9. I think it was a little bit better for sure, though. Like, when we actually used to watch a lot of games, like a lot of Mercies would just kind of pocket their tank, and it worked in some ranks. It's way less effective now. And it's not that you don't want to keep your tank alive. It's that if your tank falls below a certain percentage, like it's harder to keep them alive. So at a certain point, you're just like, you know what? Okay, they're getting too low. Let me go damage boost my Moira now. Which, by the way, wouldn't be a bad play there either. See how this goes. Wait for it. Wait for it. Not bad. Stick with your Pharah. Okay. And I also feel like, so, to continue on with some of the statement here, too. Nice job there in Battle Mercy. Like, Mercy Moira, believe it or not, is a very common support line team comp that we've seen before. So, like, when I say don't be afraid of that, too, like, let your Moira take care of the tank, and, you know, if you have a hero like Pharah who's willing to play around the map and allow for you to have, like, this really strong combination, or even a Junkrat, work with them a little bit more. If your tank gets rolled and, like, you really need to help them, you'll know. But, like, right now, I would say just believe that your Moira can keep that Sigma alive to a certain extent. Give them a little bit of, like, heals when you can, but, like, go be with your DPS. Which you are, it looks like. Like, make it easy on them. One thing I always talk about, like, whenever I enable my teammates to pop off, it also helps me pop off. So that's what I do on tank. And by tank, I just sit there and take a bunch of damage, hoping that something happens. You get my point. All right, we're watching. What rank? Plat. Hey, you still haven't even swapped to Brig yet. I bet. There's a tire. That was certainly a tire. Now you can heal your Sigma for a second. Your Sigma's not taking immediate damage. And now they're gone. Good luck. Yep. Alright, I mean, the res worked. I'll give you that. Killing the sim turrets. Your Pharah needs some help. There you go. Alright, nice. Are we watching the next match? Yes, we will. Timing should work out pretty perfectly, Malix, from what I can understand. So we should be in a good spot. They're going to go through, like, all the, like, the openings right now, and I'm also paying attention to it. I think we will, because why not? I mean, it's two of the best teams, but they haven't even started yet, to give you an idea. Here we go, just watching. Yeah, like, if I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think you're really playing that bad. I just think you need to be willing to go and, like, work with your other teammates a bit more, rather than playing the very much the default style of I'm gonna keep my Sigma alive, and you've done a good job of that at times. But it feels like you could do it more. It feels like you could do it more. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could already be on this off angle with Pharah 4 seconds prior. And you'd be surprised what 3 extra damage boosted Pharah rockets can do for a team fight. You know what I mean? Sometimes like those type of plays can be, like, super underrated. And that is, like, the make or break between winning the team fight. Like, imagine if you're there damage boosting the Pharah rockets a little bit sooner, and then, like, right away, now your Pharah gets 3. Obviously, they're on Tracer now, so your next target to damage boost is either going to be a Nemesis-formed Ramatra, or, like, at the beginning, or you damage boost your Junkrat, which your Junkrat's playing a little bit more of that, like, kind of, like, hide-and-seek style right now, so this is a little bit different. Now you shift back to, like, being with your tank. I mean, even damage boosting the Tracer there is fine, as long as they're fine with it. See what I mean, by the way? How you were kind of, like, pocketing your Ramatra? It did not matter. And what I mean by that is, like, I still want to see you heal your Ramatra, but, like, the idea of catching them back up when they're on low HP is a lot more difficult than it was before. You know what I'm saying? You said tanks in this rank need to learn how to take less damage. What if I told you, no matter what rank you get to right now, tanks are going to take a lot of damage, even if their positioning's good? And I'm not saying that they don't take extra unnecessary damage, but it doesn't... Tanks in general get rolled right now. And hello? And now you're on Brig. You said you want Brig to kind of stay at the pace of your teammates, so we'll see what happens. Although, I don't know if I like Brig here. We'll see. Hindsight, right? I mean, hey, it works, it works. That's on you. You went out of LOS to your teammate. That is where you can burst heal your tank up. Not burst heal, but keep them alive. I love how, like, your Moira just refuses to right-click those. Watch out. He said, don't whip shot the turret. I'm gonna be honest with you, I can't even get mad. Let me explain why in a second. I will literally rock sim turrets because people don't kill them. I'm just like, I go into a rock animation and I'm like, well, I don't find much value with this. I'm rocking that sim turret. I don't even care. I'm telling you. Players refuse to kill sim turrets because the mindset of a lot of players, well, I mean, obviously, not all, you know, a lot of players, but a mindset of some players is my teammates will take care of the sim turrets or, like, of the Torb turret. I don't need to worry about that. It's not my problem. And that is something that will happen. All right, I mean, you got the point, and I'm not even going to say that's because of Brig. I feel like the overtime spawn definitely helps. I think, like, what I've noticed from you, and you know, we'll see how your defense goes. Maybe you get a draw here. That'd be nice, right? Listen, if you're not going to win the game, at least you can get a draw. You're not going to lose that SR or the rank or whatever you want to go with. But I really feel like as long as you just need to kind of be with your DPS a bit more when you were on Mercy. Like, and I know that's, like, it's not the most, like, oh, I was hoping I'd get, like, you know, do this, but, like, that's... When I'm watching you have, like, a Pharah and a Junkrat, and you have so much opportunity to kind of, like, keep them alive, and then you're just kind of trying to, like, pocket your tank a little bit more, I feel like that's where your improvement will come from. It's like, hey, go for it, play Mercy, but also try to stop pocketing your tank as much, because it's just not as effective a strategy as it was from Season 8 to Season 9. And that could change. Maybe Season 10, they give tanks some passive that makes it so, like, the DPS passive isn't as strong in tanks, and now you can go back to doing that sometimes, right? But I feel like you were just doing a little bit on that one. Oh, no, so to what Juno said about that was, like, taking extra damage. I totally understand that. We've actually discussed that in... We've discussed that in some spectatings before. I was more along the lines of memeing on the idea that, like, oh, don't worry. Yeah, your tanks are going to take a little bit less damage in top 500, but at the same time, they're going to probably take more damage just because of how accurate people are going to be on, like, hitting the tank. So you're going to see that burst damage on tanks still happen, just in, like, a different way. Yeah, you kind of try to peel heavily there, and it just didn't go well. And that's, like, one of those things where it's, like, you kind of just give their team opportunity when you do that. But, I mean, it's tough to say. I would say with you, and you say that your dreams to get the top 500, I think for you, you need to really start prioritizing, like, who is going to be, like, an important part in the team fight, and recognizing, I have a Pharah, let's go make that Pharah, like, unstoppable. I have a Junkrat, let's go make that Junkrat unstoppable. And I think if you do that, you'll be in a really, really good spot. But if you just sit there and try to pocket the tank the whole time, it's going to be difficult. And that's how I see that. So I would say start to prioritize who you think is going to be a good target. Don't try to, like, pocket the tank the whole time as Mercy, and I think you'll be in a better spot. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to all 3 YouTubes if you haven't. I'll leave a comment also. All of that helps. If you want to submit your own spectator, look in the description below. You'll see my Discord. That is where you would do that. We also record these live on stream. You can see the Twitch chat right below the webcam, so stop by if you haven't. With that being said, hope you all have an amazing day/night.